My brother finished soldering up this meter I bought and put a couple inline fuses and the ends on it so I can charge and monitor the charging. So right now I'm charging one of the batteries, and these are partially charged. This one is 49.1 volts, and I'm trying to bring it up to the same voltage where it's resting at 49.1, and then I want to dual charge from that point, relatively thinking that these will be the same, and see how long it takes. I've already tested this generic charger that's 100 volts up to 240 volts, that it's about a third less amps output than what the Priority stock charger is. It'll put out between 2.8 and 3 amps max. This will also put out 3 amps max, it says, but I think that's going to be more at 240 volt level. I'm powered up with 120 volt AC. So I think that's why this is showing less output amps. So roughly it's around 2 amps and 3 amps. So I'm using right now the Priority charger to charge up this one. I want to try to get up to 49.1. And when I think it's there, I'll unplug it and let the battery level off and verify the actual resting voltage. And if it's not high enough, then I'll charge it some more. So, and then, like I say, I'm going to dual charge with this one into one and that one into the other, and just see how much time difference it takes. I'm feeling this is obviously going to take longer because it's a lower amp output, but it may only be the way it's stepped. So it may not be as long as what I'm thinking. But on the surface, I'm thinking that's going to be a third time longer to charge. But that's what I want to check. I'm going to see if, comparatively, how long it takes with each of the chargers. All right, well, that's this initial test. I'm just, like I say, charging up to make this charge the same as that battery temporarily. 49.1, I have to look at the chart. I think that's probably about a 60% charge. I started out at about a 40% charge here at 47.3 volts, but that one's 49.1, so it's got a little ways to go. I just don't know how long it's going to take. So maybe another half hour. But I'll keep an eye on it. I just don't want it to charge past 49.1, because then I'll have to try to make them even. So, but like I say, I want to do a time test between the two chargers over here. And this is the meter. I just found it on Amazon. Basically, I was looking for a 49. I was looking for a voltage and an amp meter. This has a little more to it than what I'll need, and I think so. Whether it's it's not 150 amps. I think that's 150A is probably the model number of this thing, but it's 14 gauge wire. So it definitely carries the 3 amp max charge with no problem at all. And like I say, my brother, he wired up, I ordered the ends and the fuse holders on Amazon as well. And I'll show you. That's the barrel end that goes into it. And the other end is a female end right here. And it just plugs into that from the charger. So. And there's a source and input and the load going out. The battery is a load. Okay, that's it for now. I'll check back. And I thought I'd mention, as the voltage increases, it will reduce the amps. So right now it's just a little below 2.9. Started out at about 3 amps. And that's about a voltage step over what the actual voltage probably is. The actual voltage is probably around 48.2 right now. It's trying to charge it up in steps so it doesn't throw all that charge right into the batteries. I imagine it's safer that way. It'll finally take a 57.4 volts to be fully charged. But like I say, right now it's going to step it up about a volt over the actual charge of the battery and continually increase as it gets up to about 57.6, which will be a full charge for these 48 volt batteries. They call them 48 volts, but it really takes 57.4 for these. So each battery started out at 49.1 volts. The full charge is 54.6 volts. So I'm doing a time test now, and we'll see what happens. Two hours and 5 minutes on the priority charger, and the green light has just come on. And the meter continues to try to put a charge in for another 0.15 amps. According to the charger, it's fully charged, but it tries to put a little bit extra in it. At the same time, 2 hours 5 minutes, when the priority stopped charging, this battery is fully charged. Green light. And that light is also green, but only shows 54.4 something. It's continuing to charge even though the light is green. So the meter is accurate, so I'll let it continue to charge until we get up to 54.6. So both chargers charged at about the same time, but the green light prematurely came on here, and with a lower charge of about 2/10 of a charge lower, maybe a quarter of a charge, quarter of a volt. Still enough to be used for a public charger when I cannot find a 120 volt outlet anywhere, so I would say that's acceptable.